Hi, my name is Martinez Galenzi and I'm your host here on the brand new Urbanicity TV. Last season and the year before was called Our City, now it's Urbanicity. We're on location, we're going around the city, we're talking to people, the people who make this city great. Today our show is taking place at the Hamilton Store. We're going to be talking to Donna Reed, and then we're going up the clock tower at the Hamilton City Centre. But first, the Hamilton Store. So Donna, welcome back to what's now Urbanicity TV. Tell us where we are right now, because while we are at the Hamilton Store, we are not in the Hamilton Store.
That's right, we're directly behind the Hamilton Store in what is called the Courtyard, or the History and Heritage Courtyard, in recognition of the building, Hamilton History and Heritage. So this is a great space. I use it in the evenings, especially during art crawl. I always have it set up with usually an artist or two out here. Right now I do have some vintage art cards and advertising cards that were used on trolleys that are on display. Some interesting artifacts out here as well that my landlord has collected. So there are some marble panels from the Board of Education building, some pieces of Old City Hall, and various other elements. I've done a Courtyard Conversations series where I invited people to come in and talk about what they love about Hamilton. Did that in June. Hope to do another series coming up in the fall, probably something indoors.
And we actually also had our bus tour concluded here in the backyard, and we had a whole bunch of people come off the bus and wander around and look at your stuff inside, but also wander out here and socialize. And it's a great spot.
There's a great curiosity about architecture too, and people forget that a lot of the storefronts on James Street North once housed the families upstairs with the retail commercial operation on the main floor. So this in essence was their courtyard, their backyard for the building. And it's really interesting to be able to get a different perspective from back here.
You do.
It's a lovely space.
It's very quiet, it's very beautiful. So, but tell us about the Hamilton Store, because we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the Hamilton Store. And this is a fantastic little shop right in the heart of James Street North, as you mentioned, in history and heritage. And it is just chock full of Hamilton stuff. So 1 year in, almost one year in. 1 year. How's it going?
Well, there's a lot more stuff in the store than the last time we spoke. People come in who haven't been in for a few months and they're quite surprised, but it is actually 10 months now. I started November the 1st, 2013, and yes, coming up to the first year in business. It's been a wonderful journey. It's been a fabulous experience. For me, it's putting together 30 years of varied work experience in one place. I was a giftware sales rep for a year, so now I'm on the other side of that fence. I've met some incredible artisans and very talented people who create products. And I've met a lot of people like me who love this city, and a lot of newcomers to this city who want to learn more about it, whether it's its history, its geography, and celebrating products that are made here. It just makes perfect sense. Yeah,
it makes sense actually that a place called the Hamilton Store would have someone who runs it who would probably know a lot about Hamilton. So you're almost like a Tourism Hamilton Part 2.
Sometimes, yes, it seems that way some days. There are a lot of people that would like me to do research for them, which if I can fit it in, I will do it for a fee, but I try not to do those services in the store. I have enough things to keep me busy. But there's a great interest. People want photos of vintage Hamilton to put on their walls. They want photos of Hamilton today to celebrate places that they know and experience. The product has evolved. I've allowed it to really be a little bit self-directed. I had my own ideas when I opened that I was going to be selling books and posters and this and that, and I have to say that the biggest part of my business is gourmet food products that are made in Hamilton, and maps, vintage maps.
Interesting.
Yes, maps as young as 10 years old or as old as 120 years old. So it really is interesting how it's evolved. And I've also found suppliers all over the place too.
Well, that's got to be a very interesting part of your job. And you mentioned that a minute ago, you've met a lot of these artisans and these different people. It's true, your story is a lot more full than when I was here a year ago, but tell us about some of these people that you found here in Hamilton, or some that may have found you.
I think some of the more interesting ones who are those that have wandered in the front door and said, I've got a product I'd like to show you. The ones that are more amusing are the ones that will come in wearing something and I'll say, gee, I really like that, where'd you get it? And there's two of those that are in the shop right now. One was a young gentleman who came in with this great Hamilton t-shirt on. It was a Hamilton brick. And I happened to hold my front door open with a Hamilton brick.
Oh yeah, like they actually say
it
Hamilton
says
on
Hamilton
the
on the brick.
Yeah.
And he had done his own design of this t-shirt. And I said, I really like that. Do you sell them? Well, I've been thinking I might. And I said, well, if you produce some, I'd like to carry them.
Yeah.
So a week later, he showed up with a bundle of t-shirts, and I've been selling them ever since. Another one was a woman who came in, and we had a lovely conversation. She came in to buy some other products as gifts to take to her family in Nova Scotia, and we chatted for about 20 minutes. She was an artist, didn't really go into many details. She turned around to leave, and on the back of her jean jacket was this incredible fabric steelscape, embroidered, embellished with all kinds of jewels and denim and upcycled materials. And I said, wow, I really like that. Where did you get it? She said, I make them. I said, where do you sell them? Well, sometimes I put a table out during art crawl, but I said, would you like to sell them in a store? Oh yeah, that would be really neat.
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
So exactly, and I've done very well with her work. And people are buying them to sew on t-shirts and jean jackets, but they're also buying them to frame. They're lovely little miniature artscapes like you saw in the store. There's quite a variety of them.
Tell us about the gourmet foods, because I know you've got some hot sauces. I know you have the Bite Allspice, a bunch of different foods.
Mm-hmm.
That's unique for a gift store. Typically people think, I don't know, like you said, t-shirts or shot glasses.
Well, I think a lot of us are getting to the point that we have a lot of stuff. And they say as you get older, only give people gifts that they can enjoy for a few days or eat. And so since I don't sell flowers, we have a great florist on James Street North, I can sell food products. And the nice thing about food products is if people like it, if they receive it as a gift, they will track it down and find out where they bought it. It lends itself to gift packages and gift baskets. And I get a lot of people who come in and say, I'm going away for the weekend, I want to take something from Hamilton. And what better than a hot sauce or a mustard or a Hamilton-made vinegar or a barbecue rub or lavender to put in your ice cream. You know, I've got a wide variety of...
All comes from Hamilton.
All comes from Hamilton.
That's amazing.
Made in Hamilton. I've made good connections with the commercial kitchen that we have here, and they keep me up to date on some products that are in the works. And in some cases, I'm the first store that people have sold their product in. Often they come from the farmer's market venue. And of course that is seasonal, and it's a weekly scenario. And for example, TK Preserves, which is Ottawa Farmers Market, I'm the only store they're in. So it's nice that I've been able to have some exclusives like that.
Yeah.
And I try and treat my consignment vendors very well, as you know, I pay them on time, and you know,
well, that helps.
I'm their sales rep basically. I'm selling their product.
Sure. And who are you selling to? Like who is the audience of the Hamilton store? If people are watching this right now and they're thinking, hey, you know, I could use some Hamilton stuff. I know you do gift baskets. We've used a number of those, and they've gone over always very, very well. I've received a few gift baskets of Hamilton store stuff, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the products in it. Who is your clientele?
It's really hard to pinpoint. All ages, from I would say 20-somethings to 80-something. All ages, people who live in Hamilton, people who are new to Hamilton, a lot of visitors and tourists. And we don't hear a lot about that in our media, but we have a lot of friends and family who come to visit Hamilton. They have a connection to Hamilton. They either went to school here and they're bringing their partner back to say, this is where I spent my young years going to university. Or they have children who are going to university here. I get a lot of people. In the past week, I've had a lot of people from Brooklyn and Queens.
Interesting.
And it's interesting because they have a connection to Hamilton, usually through work, but they wanted to come back to visit because it reminds them of their communities 20 years ago.
That's the funny thing I was thinking, because you know, Hamilton is not, we're not like New York City where we're the biggest of the big and we have Broadway, or Hollywood where we've got all the stars and people just want a t-shirt saying I was there. This is a place where the gifts that you buy they say something about the city. They say something about the people and the culture.
The couple last week, actually, they were with their young son, and they were in from Queens, and they specifically wanted a map of Hamilton. Now, their son was studying geography at an American university. His dad was originally from Hamilton, and he wanted a map of Hamilton. He ended up choosing an 1842 archaeological map that's been reproduced that shows Hamilton when it was farmland and swamp.
Yeah.
And all of the inlets are still shown because they weren't filled in as yet.
Amazing.
And he got that in a tube, and he was just thrilled when he walked out the door that he had something like that.
You are the uniquest, coolest gift shop, and from what I understand, I think you're the only one we've got in Hamilton. Donna, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Oh, thank you, Martinez.
So that was a look at the Hamilton store with Donna Reed. If you're downtown Hamilton on James Street North, head to 165 James North. Pick out something truly Hamiltonian. We're now going to go to a segment produced by Scott Summerhays, who got a chance to go up into the clock tower at the Hamilton City Centre shopping mall. It's the old Eaton Centre. This clock tower actually marks the space where the old clock tower in Hamilton City Hall used to stand. It's currently maintained by only one man, the one man who knows how to operate and maintain this clock. Let's take a look.
Scotia Bell Incorporated started out as the C. Arthur Scott Company in 1922, and that was my late uncle. I suppose it's in our blood a little bit, and when I was very young, my Uncle Arthur, he kind of had his eye on me because I was a bit of a tinkerer. I liked to take things apart and see how they worked and not always put them back together when I was younger. But I always loved to take things apart. I started apprenticeship almost 33 years ago with him, and at that time 90% of our business was church bells. As my apprenticeship progressed, more and more jobs, we'll say, led to public buildings where there was a bell and an associated tower clock, which was a natural progression, we'll say, in my learning.
How long have you been working on this particular clock?
I think this is my, well, I'm into my 12th year, I believe. I've lost track of time, sorry for the pun. I was attending the Hamilton Farmers Market on a regular basis, usually every Saturday. And I kept an eye on this tower. And if the clock was not running or indicating the correct time, I would make it a point to drop in and I would offer my services. And usually they would say, no, we still have someone looking after it and I don't want to step on any toes myself. So I said, that's fine. I'll leave it for now, but I'm always available when and if you need me. So finally, they did one day call me up and said, John, could you come in and take a look at this? So I did, and that's how I began. I think before I even changed anything, I probably observed this installation for about 36 hours. And that's hard to do when you don't have a sleeping bag or accommodations up here. That was over a length of time, and it was, I guessed, about 36 hours, and I finally discovered why it would only go for 12 hours and then stop. Well, this is a almost fully mechanical tower clock installation. It's like a giant grandfather clock. I'm giving them a great deal on the regular maintenance of this installation. I feel like it's kind of part my clock too. The community should take pride in this installation. It's your clock. It's on display for you to see on a regular basis. You should be proud of this clock. There's a beautiful 2.5-ton bell up there that should be striking the hour. It has been deactivated because I guess someone in the neighborhood didn't agree with it. I hope I haven't wakened anyone up with that one. It's not complete. It's only a half tower clock, we'll say, without the bell striking. A bell tells a story, and the bell should be activated again. Then the whole installation would be working and telling a story and signaling to the public around the whole area. It's a public clock, it's your clock, it should be working to its capacity. If it's maintained properly the way it is, this will go for another 100, 200 years, no problem at all. And it would be something that future generations can really enjoy to observe, and if you're lucky enough, be on the inside or have a report on them as it is today and see how it works that way. I love tower clocks. I don't know how else to describe it. It was like I was born with something in me that I wanted to take care of old things. I think that every public clock, it has a job to do. And usually when a clock is working and in good condition, it indicates the well-being of the building that it's in, number one, and the community at large. I don't like to see clocks that are put in and they're stopped or indicating a wow, it's completely out of time. If a clock is working on time, that tells everyone that looks up at it, everything is okay in this community. And it makes me feel proud to be part of that, well, community spirit and keeping things working.
Hi there, I'm Scott Summerhays. We're here at McMaster University talking to a few students about how much they know about the greater Hamilton area outside of the university bubble. We'll ask them how much they want to see, how much they have seen already, and what they want to know about Hamilton culture, arts, entertainment, innovation, and business.
I haven't heard a lot, but
You've heard a little.
a little, yeah.
Anything good?
A few good things, yeah.
Good.
Yep, I'm from Hamilton, up the mountain.
How long have you lived in Hamilton?
14 years.
14 years. And you decided to come to McMaster because it's close to home?
Yep.
I'm Jasper.
Jasper,
Yeah.
Are you new to the city?
Yeah, I'm
this
here
your
an
first year?
exchange student.
You're an exchange student.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Yeah.
And this is your first time in Canada?
First time.
I'm so new to Hamilton. I don't know anything, and I'm new to McMaster.
All right,
So,
where are you from?
I'm from Barrie.
And you're here for your first year.
First year commerce, living the dream out here. It's awesome.
So, how much do you know about the city of Hamilton?
Not too much.
Not too much?
No.
Well, I assume you've ventured off campus a little bit already for Frosh Week and stuff?
I did. I walked down to Chuck's Burger Bar That's about all I've done.
I've seen a lot of keggers. I haven't seen anything else besides that. So.
Right. But so you're from Mississauga, you said?
Yes.
And how much do you know about the city of Hamilton?
I wouldn't want to be quizzed on it, that's for sure.
All right.
I've heard that really lots and lots of stuff going on, and that the people are pretty good.
It's a nice city.
Have you ventured off campus much?
I've been for a week in downtown.
Downtown? And
Yeah.
how'd you like downtown?
The west side is okay, the east side is a little less.
Yeah, everybody says stay away from downtown. There's a lot of druggies, a lot of drunkies, so everybody's kind of scared to go downtown.
And what do you say about that?
Just don't go at nighttime.
Yeah, I've lived here since I was like 2, but I live on the mountain, so I really know nothing about down here.
All right.
So
How much do you know about downtown?
not a lot, so I figured
Do you explore it a lot?
from time to time, we come down here. It's like an adventure coming down here, so.
Jackson Square area. It's my favorite spot just because there's a fountain right there, right beside the bus stop. Always nice to see different types of people. My other favorite spot is Albion Falls. I don't know if you guys seen it. No, it's a secret falls up on the mountain.
Actually, you know what? I have heard something about Hamilton. Hamilton supposedly has a lot of waterfalls, and we did leave the campus for a little bit, go on a bus, and go to a waterfall. It was very nice.
Yeah, I've been to Jackson Square, and there's a football museum, I heard. And the waterfalls are also there. I want to see them.
I've heard pretty much nothing. All I know is the Ticats, and besides that, I don't know. I'm here to learn and figure it out.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested to see if there's any museums around that I could go to.
And what would you, if you could kind of tell some first years something about Hamilton, what would you want them to know?
About Hamilton, there's
About the greater
lots.
city outside of campus.
There's lots of waterfalls, like I said, if you like hiking. You gotta check those out. We have like over 20 here in Hamilton that people don't know about. And downtown is a great area. If they're concerned about downtown, it's not scary at all.
Absolutely, but I don't know how that immersion is going to happen when you're first here, but hopefully,
I'll help
I don't know, she'll help out. That's why I got her here.
All right,
From
great.
the
Thank you
mountain.
very much, guys. I
Not a
appreciate it.
problem.
Have a good day.
That's our show for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again next week for a brand new episode of Urbanicity TV. Until then, I'm your host, Martina Scalenzi. Have a good night.